You say you want freedom, but deep down, something in you resists it. You crave independence, authenticity, self-expression, yet every time you get close, you sabotage it. Why? Because freedom sounds beautiful until you realize what it actually demands. It doesn't give you permission, it gives you responsibility, and that is terrifying. The illusion of wanting freedom. You say you want to be free, to quit the job that drains you, to stop people-pleasing, to live life on your terms. But then you don't. You stay, you shrink, you self-betray again and again. And the world tells you it's because you're lazy, unmotivated, or scared of failure. But the truth is more complicated. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of what comes after success. You're afraid that once there's no one left to blame, you'll have to face the only person truly responsible for your life. You. Jean-Paul Sartre and the Weight of Choice. Existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre wrote, "Man is condemned to be free." At first, that sounds like a contradiction. How can freedom be a condemnation? Because to Sartre, freedom wasn't some romantic ideal. It was a brutal, inescapable reality. We are free, whether we like it or not. Free to choose, free to act, free to become. And that freedom? It comes with the unbearable truth that no one is coming to save you. There's no destiny, no divine script, no fate to follow, just you and the choices you make or avoid. The hidden comfort of captivity. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't want freedom. They want comfort. They want predictability. They want someone else to tell them what to do. Because freedom is raw, uncertain. It forces you to confront the question, what do I really want? And for many, that's a terrifying question. Because they've never truly asked it. They've only asked, what am I supposed to want? A story of escape. There was once a man who worked a corporate job he hated. Every day, he'd dream of quitting, of starting his own business, of living life on his terms. Eventually, he saved enough, made a plan, and left. For the first few weeks, he felt alive, free. But then, something unexpected happened. He grew anxious, restless, depressed. He missed the routine, the meetings, even the deadlines. Not because he loved them, but because they gave him structure. They gave him identity. Without them, he didn't know who he was. He didn't know what to do. He had fought so hard to escape the cage, only to discover he didn't know how to live outside of it. Nietzsche and the Abyss of Becoming. Friedrich Nietzsche warned that when you break free from all imposed meaning, you face the abyss, that vast empty space where you are forced to create meaning for yourself. No maps, no guides, just you, your will, and the terrifying freedom to shape your own reality. He called this the path of the Übermensch, the one who rises above the herd. But it is not an easy path. It is lonely, it is disorienting. It demands that you become your own authority, and most people will do anything to avoid that. The comfort of blame. When you're not free, you always have someone to blame. Your boss, your partner, your past, society. But when you reclaim your freedom, there's no one left, just you and the mirror. And that mirror doesn't lie. Bonhoeffer and the Cost of Conviction. Dietrich Bonhoeffer believed that true freedom could only be found through responsibility. To him, freedom wasn't doing whatever you wanted. It was having the courage to do what was right, even when it cost you everything. He chose to resist the Nazi regime. He spoke truth in a time of silence, and it cost him his life. That's freedom, not indulgence, but integrity, not escape, but commitment. The seduction of structure. We are drawn to systems that tell us what to do. Religions, companies, political ideologies, social roles. They offer clarity, order, purpose, but they also demand conformity. And over time, that conformity becomes a prison, a quiet erosion of self. We trade freedom for certainty, and then wonder why we feel dead inside. The psychology of learned helplessness. Psychologist Martin Seligman studied dogs placed in cages where they were shocked at random. At first, they tried to escape, but when they realized they had no control, they gave up. Even when the door was later opened, they stayed inside because they had learned that resistance was useless. That's learned helplessness, and many of us are living it, not because the cage is locked, but because we've forgotten how to leave. A modern cage, the algorithm. Think about it. Every day you are shown what to watch, what to buy, what to think. Your feed is curated, your attention is bought. Your emotions are manipulated. You're not living freely. You're reacting, scrolling, consuming, comparing. You're told what's trending, what's desirable, what's true, and somewhere in all of that noise, you lose your own voice. You forget how to choose. The real reason you're stuck. You're not stuck because you lack potential. You're stuck because freedom requires loss. The loss of certainty, the loss of identity, the loss of who you thought you were. You can't step into the new without mourning the old. And that grief is what keeps people frozen. Not fear, grief. The cost of waking up. Waking up is not romantic. It's not a movie montage. It's brutal. It means realizing that much of your life was lived asleep, that you made choices from fear, that you followed rules you never questioned, that you betrayed yourself over and over again. But here's the good news. Waking up hurts. But staying asleep kills. The path forward. Choice. You don't need a grand plan. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You just need to choose. Consciously, deliberately, truthfully. Every small choice is a revolution. Every yes to yourself is a crack in the wall of the cage. Start with saying no when you mean no, resting when you're tired, creating without permission, being honest even when it's messy. These are not small acts, they are revolutions. A final question. So the question isn't, do you want to be free? The question is, are you willing to carry the weight of that freedom? Because it will ask everything of you, but in return, it will give you your life, not the one scripted for you, not the one filtered for likes, the real one, raw, unpredictable, alive. And that is worth everything. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button and like.